In this video, we are going to look at the process of how we first start our Agile controller. Once we've done the installation, we have the start server icon on the desktop. We click this icon, or we can go through the start menu and we can do the start server from here as well. So either we can start from the start menu here, or we can click the icon of start server and the Agile controller starts in the background. It starts and we can access it using a web browser. So in the web browser, we give the IP address of the service manager, which we configured previously using port 8443, and we land on this screen. On this screen, we give the admin as the username and change me 123 as the password. This is the default password which is configured whenever we start the server, install the server. However, the first time we try to log in, we have to change this password. We change this password and then the new password will be used for accessing the server. Once we've logged into the server, this is the first page that we see, or this is the dashboard page that we see. Using this dashboard page, we can see various charts showing us various trends and statistics of the network which we are managing. We can add or subtract, we can add or remove different tiles from this dashboard depending upon our requirements or how we want to manage our system, or what information we want to see or what information we do not want to see on the dashboard or on this main page. We can, or we should, manage the license or upload the license so that we can legally use the Agile controller over a longer period of time or beyond the trial period. So we go to the System tab, then we select the license management or license information, and then we can upload the license file which has been downloaded onto our local machine. We can upload the license file from the local machine to the Agile controller. Once the license file has been uploaded, then obviously this means that this software is licensed and we can use this software legally. If, however, at any given point in time in the future we want to uninstall the system, we can once again uninstall the system by using the start menu and selecting the uninstall option. This will uninstall our system or uninstall the Agile controller from the server, or uninstall the Agile controller server. In Linux environment, we can use the sh uninstall utility or uninstall script which is provided with the deployment, and we just have to use the root access to run the command sh uninstall.sh, and this is going to start the script for removing the Agile controller installation from our Linux environment. So once we start the uninstall process, it is going to ask us for confirming various aspects, whether we want to remove the SM or the SC component if both of them are deployed, and should we delete the database as well. We only want to delete the SM and SC servers, or we want to delete the database as well. So it's up to us what we select. Once we select this and confirm the uninstall button, click the uninstall button to confirm the uninstall process, the uninstallation or the removal of the software starts, and once it is done, the uninstall will be finished and it will ask us that do we want to reinstall the operating system or the OS. Then we can select yes, and the operating system will restart and the installation process will finish. So this was how we can install and uninstall the Agile controller on our server after the installation of operating system and the database. Now let's take a brief look at high reliability deployment of Agile controller. High reliability deployment means that we have got multiple components or multiple servers in our environment which are providing the same service, which means it's a high reliable environment where if one component fails, we have a backup available which can take over. If you look at different scenarios, if we have a Windows plus SQL Server platform, it does not provide high availability for management center or service manager. It only provides high availability for database in the form of database mirroring. We can implement database mirroring and it can provide us with database high availability. The service controller can be deployed in redundant in the form of n+1 redundancy, which means that one redundant service controller can be used for any number of active service controllers. However, if we use Linux plus Oracle platform, Linux as the OS and Oracle as the database, using the KeepAlive-D technology or KeepAlive technology, we can provide high availability implementation, which means that the management center as well as the service manager, they both can be deployed in HA environment. Similarly, SC redundancy is already there. Plus, using Oracle database, we can have RAC clusters or real application clusters which provide DB redundancy as well. However, in this case, we need to have disk arrays because RAC requires the use of disk arrays for providing database redundancy. How these two scenarios work? First, let's take a look at Windows plus SQL Server platform scenario where we do not have a service manager, we do not have an SM high availability, we only have the database high availability. In this case, we are going to have a principal DB, we are going to have a mirror DB, and we are going to have a witness DB. These three database components or these three database servers are going to be required for providing DB redundancy. So the terminals are going to be using an access device, a switch or an access point to access the network. This switch or access point is going to be managed or controlled by the service controller. These service controllers are going to be controlled by the service manager. We cannot have service manager redundancy here, high availability here, and the service manager is accessing the database or the redundant databases which are going to be working in mirrored format and being controlled by the witness DB. This is for Windows plus SQL Server environment. Similarly, if we have the Linux and Oracle platform, here you can see that we can have the service manager redundancy as well. We have an active service manager and we have a standby service manager here. Similarly, we also have active and standby DBs. We have an active database and we have a standby database which are accessing the disk array. So we have the DB redundancy, we have the service manager redundancy, and we also have the service controller redundancy as in the previous case. So it's the same scenario. However, here we have the service manager redundancy as well using the KeepAlive-D technology. So this is how we achieve the system redundancy or high availability using either the Windows plus SQL Server platforms or Linux plus Oracle platforms. So this is how we deploy, this is how we install the Agile controller in our environment, and then it can be used for either in standalone environment or in high availability environment, and then we can use it for controlling the user access into our infrastructure. So this is all about Agile controller. So we'll see you in the next videos with other interesting topics related to terminal security in Huawei infrastructure. So see you in the next modules and next videos. Thank you.